to the Financial Wellness Academy, educating and empowering you to master your money so that you can live the life you desire. My name is Caitriona Ellis, and in today's vlog, we're going to talk about the transformative power of baby steps in achieving financial wellness. It's often thought that if somebody is in a situation financially that is very challenging, that it can take weeks, months, years to free themselves of the challenges that they find themselves in. And I would vehemently disagree with this opinion. And as somebody who has found herself in financial challenges on a regular basis, unfortunately, I would and can confidently share that it really is a series of baby steps that gets you from where you are to where you want to be. And time again, it has proved staggering to me as to how powerful the cumulative effect of those baby steps can be. And even in the most challenging of financial circumstances, taking that next step one at a time is so huge. And when I say baby steps, I really mean very simple things. So if I think back to when my financial education began in 2015, and at that time I was in a situation with 100% mortgages, three small kids, one income, ends barely meeting. And it was hugely overwhelming, and I didn't know how I was going to navigate myself, get myself out of where I was at that time. And it began first and foremost with acknowledgement where I was. So that was a baby step. Yeah, this is where I am. This is how things are. Then going, okay, well, how would I like things to be? And getting clear on that. And then starting to feel grateful for all that I had. Every night reminding myself before I went to sleep of all the things I had to be grateful for. Even though there was lots of challenges, there were far more challenges than there were graces at that time, but there are still many things that I could be grateful for, and really important things like happiness and health and a roof over our heads. And the temptation is to put your head in the sand, to think that there's not much I can do with this and I'm just going to have to roll with it. But when you acknowledge things for how they are and you think, right, there are things that I can do here. And one of the first things was I started to give my money time. So at the end of the day, when my children had gone to bed, they were small at the time, I would sit down with my book that I was reading on that topic, or a podcast I was listening to, or listening to some of the classes of my mentor. And I would start to absorb my brain in the possibilities of what I could do, ideas around things that I could do to get myself out of where I was. And then during the following day, I would maybe send that email, make that phone call, take some time the following night to look at my numbers, little things. And one by one, those steps stacked. And before I knew it, I looked back and thought and saw, wow, we're through this. All those little things have added up. And what was a tiny little light in the beginning has now gotten us right through that challenging tunnel and in a very different place financially. And there was no one thing that I did that I would say was absolutely key to getting there. It was that series of small baby steps, day in, day out, adding, and that cumulative effect of getting myself from where I was to where I wanted to be. So it's a pushback that I often receive is that I don't have the time, I don't have the space, the energy, whatever. But the reality is that if you just do that one baby step, even if it's 1 week or one a day, or whatever you can commit to, over the series of a year, that's 52 steps if you do 1 week. Over the series of a year, if you do it over on a daily basis, it's 356, whatever. That's a lot of steps, whether it's 52 or in the hundreds. So My challenge for you today is to identify one baby step that you could take. Just the first thing, as women's intuition drops into your head, do that. That is something that will help nudge you forward. And those continual little nudges will make the world of difference. So please do feel free, as always, to share what that baby step is in the comments below. Drop me a question if something is not quite clear. I would love to hear what those baby steps are because there are a multitude of them and they will vary from situation to situation. And you are in the driving seat on this. You know best your own circumstances and you know best as to what particular step will make the biggest impact to where you are right now. And it could be, like I said earlier, something so simple, a phone call to get an answer on something, sending an email with an inquiry, reaching out to somebody to have conversation, whatever it is, take that next baby step and know that it is key to you nudging yourself out of this. One after another, you will look back in time and go, wow, those baby steps really did amount to something key and you getting out of the circumstances that you currently are in, the challenges that you currently face. So thank you as always for your time and energy and attention. Look forward to seeing you in our next vlog soon. Here's to your financial wellness.